Okay guys, so I've been stuck in a David Gilmour kind of mode and practicing a whole bunch of Pink Floyd tunes and learning guitar solos. But I got a recent comment on one of my videos from a viewer named Kyung Min Ko. What's up, Kyung? He says, "Can we have the tone for Blackout by Turnstile? I've been asking for over 7 months. I think it's about time." Well, Kyung, it's your lucky day. So I read this comment and I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I was supposed to check that band out about 7 months ago. But I forgot, or ran out of time. I just played some more Pink Floyd. So I just searched up some Turnstile on YouTube and found a pretty cool video on the Jimmy Fallon show. I was like, I can dig that song, and the guitar tones are pretty cool. This band was never on my radar until now. So next, I'll show you my guitar tones and setups using GarageBand. So guitar 1 starts the song off, and from the look of the live performance, using a Jackson style guitar and a 100 watt EVH, like a full stack. So pretty high gain setup. So then guitar player 2 is just playing a Les Paul through an orange amplifier. Alright, so we'll run through the guitar tone setup for guitar 1. So here I called it the Blackout Guitar 1. It's the Jackson guitar that I used. I'll put it on the screen here so you can see what it looks like. It's a Jackson JS32 model. For the amplifier for this guitar tone, I'm using the Amped Roots package. Be able to get it in a free download. This 5034 Fluff amp is pretty awesome. It's pretty versatile and works perfectly for this guitar tone. So here you can see the settings. Input is at half, gain of about 10 o'clock. Here's your low, mid, and high settings on the EQ. Presence is about 11, volume 1 o'clock, output 1 o'clock. On the pedal board of the Roots package, I just have this noise gate. It's pretty much all the way up. It's about on 4 o'clock. But the key to this tone is setting your cabinet right. So here on speaker 1, I've got the mega oversized speaker and the dynamic 57 microphone. And on speaker 2, Freeman M25 and the Ribbon 121 microphone. Here is the mix. It's just slightly off center to the right. Here you can see I have the microphones on the edge of the inner cone here, and you can adjust how close or how far away these microphones are by dragging the slider in and out. So I had it almost all the way back, just slightly in. The next key to this particular tone is the pedal board. I didn't use any pedals at all except for this wah pedal. You wouldn't expect that, but it gives it that nice cock tone right in the mid sweet spot here. So we've got the mode on, or the Q on -57. The mode is on the modern wah. Here you can see I've got it on to about the 3rd LED. Here's what the guitar sounds like alone. Here's what guitar 1 sounds like in the full mix when all the instruments kick in. Alright, next we'll go over guitar 2. This is what guitar 2 sounds like by itself. For guitar number 2, I did use one of the stock amplifiers in GarageBand here. So starting with the amp designer, you can see I picked the small Sunshine amp. It's definitely modeled after one of the orange amp models. using the Sunshine 4x12 cabinet here. Here's the mic placement. It's about midway back in the grid, right in the center of the cone. Definitely want to choose the Ribbon 121 microphone. Here's our output. It's at -4. On this amp, got the Boutique EQ package. Gain is about 3 o'clock. Here is your bass, mid, and treble settings on the EQ. Reverb is off. Both of these guitars are very dry, no reverb. The effects settings are off. Presence is at 2 o'clock. Master is at about 4 o'clock. And then for each of the guitars, you always a good idea to throw your noise gate on. I usually keep that about -55 dB. Just keep the noise at a minimum when you're not playing. Here's what guitar 2 sounds like in the mix. I'll turn off the first guitar and then I'll click the guitar track 1 on. One additional pro tip here: if you've only worked with 2 guitars, it's a good idea to pan them opposite. So I've got this at -26, I've got the other one at +25, 26, and gives you a nice stereo mix and blends the 2 guitar tones very nicely. Here's that really cool breakdown section at the end. Bass guitar, did a bass guitar track over it. So if you want to explore some other guitar tones, I have plenty of videos on my channel. Leave me a comment if you want me to cover something else, or if you have any questions on the current setups.